Hi Aquarius, this is gonna be your art channeled message and tarot reading. I channel messages through art. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers are welcome. Also, sorry for the delay. I just thought it would be really much better to do this when I'm feeling a bit better, and now I thought would be a good time to do it, so yeah. Let's get straight into it. This is a bit of a random one, but what I started drawing for you was someone sticking their tongue out. It has a trippy art feel to it, and it's not in the sense where you're literally sticking your tongue out as a way of rudeness, but more so like having a good time. I also got silliness, being silly. The tongue is really big too, like it's at a certain angle, tongue is all out. And once again, it has that trippy feel. You'd see that in hippie art. I feel like a lot of you know what I'm talking about just by describing it that way. Something you'd see in trippy, almost Alice in Wonderland vibe art. I don't know why, but I think something is going to leave you feeling that way. This is your way of sticking your tongue out, but it's more of an FU, so to speak. And you're having fun. That's how you're responding to rudeness. Just have a good laugh. I feel like that's also how you're dealing or coping with life right now. Instead of taking things too seriously, instead of getting worked up over it, you just laugh. I was also getting you feel pressured to find a balance between seriousness and goofiness. Timing is a factor here too, surprisingly, so you might notice it gets in the way of daily tasks. Like you're trying to be serious, but no matter what you do, you just don't want to. Or that someone telling you need to be serious. I'm mostly seeing someone handing you or telling you need to focus and take life more seriously. There's a very serious individual here trying to tell you you're distracted, not getting your work done. Something tells me it just looks that way though. It's like getting in trouble for being on your phone when you're done all of your work, when you're not doing anything wrong. Like, you can still have fun and get your things done. So I think that's going to be something that arises for you this month, or whenever you watch this. Just someone pushing you, pushing your buttons, saying you're not taking things seriously, but you are. It's the balance that matters, though. Balance is key. If you know you're balanced, you have nothing to worry about. Or maybe some of you aren't, and you're trying to balance it out before it becomes a problem. That FU could be this. There's definitely this energy of, wow, Aquarius, you take nothing seriously, and you don't get anything done, but you do. Okay. Someone has their sticking their tongue out, having a fun time. I feel like that's your response to this. That sounds like an accusation. I'm not quite sure. I'm also getting, since there's two sides here, I feel like one is serious, one is not. I feel like whenever you act giggly or use that to lighten the mood, it pisses the other person off, so you do it more. Like someone has fun to piss someone off. And the more you do it, the more it feels to the other person like you're actually sticking your tongue out without actually doing it, if that makes sense. This is so random. Observing. It's like you're being watched closely. Not in a stalkerish way, but it gives me the vibe of like looking for things you're doing wrong. Trying to point things out, find a problem, and there is none. It's like when you catch someone staring and you start smiling, you're like, hello. That's what this is. And notice how it's observing the moon, trying to find things that are hidden. Like, what's the catch to Aquarius? What's Aquarius doing wrong? Probably nothing, but... I'm not gonna lie though, this kind of sounds like a work thing. I really hope no one's dealing with like a work snitch, because I know that could happen. Just trying to find things you're doing wrong, even though you always get your things done. Two of Pentacles. There's that balancing energy. Not being able to choose between two personalities or two sides. I'm also getting taking sides. Taking sides, like serious versus goofy. Like someone's very torn. Someone's torn. And I'm also getting that's an infinity symbol. You know how to combine the two without it becoming destructive. Two is all about balance, and that's what I was getting. So perhaps you're trying to balance yourself out. Some of you could be guilty of it. Something's getting in the way of your work ethic, something's getting in the way of things, period. And you notice that you're being watched or someone's onto you, like you're not supposed to be doing that. And now you're like, oh my god, I need to quickly fix this. I need to find a way to balance the two. I need to find a way to balance work and my personal life or something like that. So I feel like that's a major theme this month. Balance. Trying to find a middle ground, but I feel like you're struggling to. You're gonna be struggling to. And I'm also seeing, you know how sometimes you'll be fooling around, and then as soon as someone looks at you, you start to pretend to work. It reminds me of that episode of SpongeBob. That's actually what I'm seeing, where he has the broom upside down, and he's cleaning the floor, and he's like, what are you doing? Did you just blow in from Stupid Town? So like, this is you quickly finding something to do to make it look like you're being productive. Not in a bad way. I feel like you guys know how to... You're not dumb, but I feel like there's just this Debbie Downer that you're dealing with. What is the Two of Pentacles? What is this thing that needs to be balanced? I don't understand. It's like you're trying to mix two qualities. What is this that needs to be balanced? Three of Wands. It's usually about like waiting for something to come in. Expecting somebody. So it's like a last minute thing. Waiting for something to be done. This could definitely be an employer, a boss. Like, why is this not done? What have you been doing? Emperor. A boss. This is a boss. Boss situation. It's like this person's very disappointed. It's a very disappointing, like... And I'm getting that staring thing. Looks like he's staring into someone's soul. Just watching someone, making sure they don't slip up or do something wrong. This is definitely someone that's in charge. I guess good advice here so far is be wary of that. Maybe do things more in private. Ooh. Private. By yourself. Seven of Pentacles. And the Tower. Bottom of the deck. Six of Wands. That's good energy. It's like charging ahead regardless of where you are. I'm also seeing with like the balance, having to mix personalities, trying to put on a front. I feel like you're gonna save that silly side, the real you. You feel like you have to hide the real you behind closed doors. You can only be that way by yourself or with other friends or even with your animals. You know how in the nature, like, no one can really see you? You can go to the wilderness, no one's really around. That's what this reminds me of. No one's there watching. There's definitely this element of just feeling like you have to dim your light. You're bubbly, you're out there. I feel like someone here is actually very extroverted. Very loud, very extroverted. And then you feel like you have to become an introvert. Or you have to become something you never want to be. You're definitely extroverted, like you're out there. But you feel like you have to tone it down. Like, look, this is very lively out there. And then over here it's like boring. Snooze. Yeah, you have to keep it within you. But really what you want to do is like shout out. Say what's on your mind. I feel like a lot of you just say what's on your mind. You don't really think twice. That's what goofiness is to me too. Just being very, very loud. Expressive. But I don't see this in a bad way at all. It's just they wouldn't understand because they're your opposite. And here with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like you're looking at what you've done so far and you're just very disappointed. There's a Tower moment here. I'm getting lost. Something was lost. Could be a lost job. Perhaps like you're deciding on whether to leave or go. I'm saying you should definitely follow your heart. Because if anything, I think that's the moral of the story of this reading, is if anything has to do with you changing your personality or changing yourself to appease others, I think it's time to leave. Time to leave, because I feel like you're definitely want to put yourself out there more, and I don't think you can do that here. Without feeling like you're doing something wrong, like you're gonna get in trouble by this Emperor. Whoever this Emperor is, could be Aries energy. And Aries is very, very intense. It's fire. So perhaps this person is the loud one. They get angry with you. Or angrier and angrier the more you don't feed into it. The more you don't take them seriously. But I like this. Six of Wands is success, so whatever choice you do make, it'll be for the best. I feel like you can finally rest, too, because this is the first card out, and it looks like dude's stressed. Dude doesn't know what to do. And with the High Priestess here and the Knight of Swords underneath it, it looks like something's, like, jumping out. Like, something's jumping out of someone's body. Like, you can't hold it in anymore. Can't hold in anything. And speaking of this is like my lights, camera, action card. Tower moments. I feel like you're losing something, but also this is anger or an outburst. So like someone's angered by you not falling into their trap or not being bothered. You not being bothered definitely made this Emperor feel some type of way. Even here, look at him, he's like, meh. Okay, I'm gonna get another card. Actually, I'm gonna get my Shadow Oracle because there's a lot of like shadowy things here. Like anger, not using anger in the right way. I feel like you do though. You were the definition of unbothered this month, honestly. Let me see. Finish up this reading. It's not coming out. Black flower fragrance. The sense here is smell. Interesting. She's holding a lot of flowers, but they're obviously black flowers. They're not red. And 6 and 1 is 7. Here we have 7 of Pentacles. And there's a full moon present here. Aren't we in the middle of a full moon? And usually when we hit a full moon, that's like the last cycle, and then we go back to like a crescent, or for some reason I'm seeing this as whole, like one phase is over and time to go to the next. And she's also looking in that direction. She feels drawn, like something's gonna jump out. That's what I was getting with the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords underneath it. It's like finally free. Finally free to, I'm seeing be loud where you want, do what you want. I was even comparing it to like being in the wilderness and yelling and no one can tell you not to do it. So it's like you're freed from control and feeling like you're gonna do something wrong. Definitely looking in a new direction. A cycle is over. Or should I say a moon cycle. I was getting senses, smell is highlighted here. For some reason I'm getting she smells something on this side. Something to do with smelling. Smelling could also be intuition, like I sense something, I smell it. I smell something in the air. Then you're going this way. And it's relaxed. I'm also getting aromatherapy, because the Four of Swords is very relaxed. Meditation, like that could be so many things, like incense, your favorite smell. I feel like a lot of you have a favorite smell and it has to do with flowers. So you're gravitating towards that to calm you down. Something to do with that, incense. I think that's it. What time are we at? 16 minutes. Okay. So I think the moral of the story here is, instead of trying to find balance, instead of trying to put on a front, be what you don't want to be. It's almost an walking on eggshells vibe with this Emperor. Instead of doing that, you're removing yourself from a space. And I feel like it's gonna, if you're worried about it, because I think there is somewhat a sense of anxiety. If you're waiting, or if you're anxious about it, I see you have no reason to, because first of all, 6 of Wands, you're moving, gonna be successful. So it's like you're the leader, you're in charge of yourself now. It's very interesting. And then we have 4 of Swords, it's getting like an incense vibe. You're gravitating towards a smell. So I feel like that's helping you with this transition. Helping you keep it together. Because that's what the Knight of Swords could have been too. Just jumping out of your seat. Panicking. Acting out before you actually take a second thought. So I'm saying, like, take this time to really calm down. Anything that brings you comfort. Because I feel like this was the last card here, so I think something definitely ended in chaos and destruction. Could have even lost a job, could have got fired, could have quit on that day. Someone just wasn't impressed with your work, but I don't think it had anything to do with you. I think it was more so, I'm going to find something wrong with that. You know? It's almost like the odds were against you no matter what. Interesting. Well, you're heading this way. Following the smell, whatever that means. I feel like you definitely smell something better, or you intuitively know things are going to get better. But, okay, Aquarius. That's the end of your message, your art channeled message. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. Really hope you enjoyed this message, even though it was kind of all over the place. Wasn't a super interesting message, but definitely applies. You're definitely trying to find balance within yourself. Even though I don't really think you need to. Okay, guys. Bye.